Hello and welcome to Skeptic Gaming's first look of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead version 0.9. This game is slowly getting more popular. It's a ASCII roguelike, post-apocalyptic, save yourself but you're gonna die kind of style game. It's one of my personal favourites, along with Dwarf Fortress, but I'm better at this than I am with Dwarf Fortress. So yeah, in the similarity of Dwarf Fortress, so let's say adventure mode in comparison to DDA. The adventure mode uses like a tile set. Although it's very open, it's very linear in comparison to this, because this does have a tile set, but I won't be using it. You can do anything. You can literally just become a mad scientist that won't have a clue how to survive, or you can be a woodsman but won't know how to read. It's just so... oh, it's such a brilliant game. It's just... I love it. But without me practically fangirling all over this game, this episode will just be explaining the options for the newcomers and just actually what should I do to make a character and world and what's what. So this is just a bulletin board to tell you, what's up. New game, load, world. You can before you couldn't do this, but now you can have multiple. Basically, you'd only have one world, and multiple people would be on that world. Now you can have world 1 for any amount of characters, and you can have world 2 for any amount of characters, etc., etc. So that's good like that. Special, if I remember, gives a tutorial and defense. Defense is more like a just fend the zombies off, and it's not much more of an adventure game. It's more of it's actually like Left 4 Dead in a single place. It's quite fun actually. In tutorial, you don't really need it's pretty bad anyway. Options, you're probably gonna need to do this because I do, and just set all the things you want to do. Auto safe mode basically means if you see anything which is hostile, it'll instantly freeze your game and tell you that it's there. I've done it so every 50 turns it re-enables it once it's false, which is for a newcomer I would recommend, but it's just, yeah. Enable item auto pickup I don't have. There's no real need for it. Again, don't need it. That's a 0 volume is like a lighter that would have like 0 volume, or a what else? I don't know. There's many items which have 0 volume, but there's also weight involved. But these, again, I'm quite the management whore, so I'd like to do what I'm doing. Like, I don't like anything doing it automatically for me. Don't use that. You'll be screwing yourself over. Basically, instead of a diagonal, it will be 2 turns instead of 1 turn. So yeah, that means the computer will automatically just auto drop things to. Say if you got a axe and its volume / weight is 20 and you can only hold 30, it will practically drop like 10 items worth just so you could hold it, if you know what I mean. No, don't ever do this because you're going to need all the containers for making. Basically everything's pretty much recyclable, so don't do it. Yes, it goes up to the number 1, the autosave mode. I don't know what this does. I'm just going to ignore that. Interface, you can have a military 24 or 12. This just basically makes it, instead of holding Shift Y or Shift N, you can just press Y or N. I would recommend that. It's false. It's just a lot quicker, and yeah. Hide the mouse. I don't know why it's not that's shown. It's just it gets rid of the mouse. You're not ever going to use the mouse because it's keyboard based. The centered on menu scrolling. Just keep it true. I'm not really going to explain it. That will basically keep everything offset. So it's like if you wanted to see the north more than you wanted to see the south, it would shift your whole menu, your whole look distance up, so you're concentrating on the north more. I just like having everything on center anyway. Query onto symbol, keep that true, because if you accidentally break your gun or anything, then you're pretty much buggered. As to save, I'm going to keep that true. Don't know what that does. Bear in mind, it's been a long time since I've played 0.9. I've mainly played 0.7 and 0.8. So yeah. Just keep sidebar. It's nice and old. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Snap to target. Don't really do that because it's just annoying, and you can like automatically. Basically, if there's 4 targets, it will snap to the closest one, and you don't really want that. Celsius, or if you're a Fahrenheit weird person. Miles per hour or kilometers per hour. Mass, kilograms and pounds. So yeah. Graphics. There is no full screen for this game, so I'm gonna keep that true. These are just the different tile sets. As I said before, I'm not actually going to be using a tile set. I don't like it. It makes everything look weird. Where a car would be quite small in the tile and the ASCII version, because it will make sense. In the tile version, it's the same size as a house. It makes no sense to me, so I'm just going to keep it as no tile set. As I said before, there is no maximize, which means you have to. Each 91 means how many characters can fit in horizontally, and how many characters can fit in vertically for the height. So I can currently fit 91 characters horizontally and 31 vertically. You just have to fiddle around with this. I actually prefer it if they did it like this instead of the maximize, because you can be very specific on what you want to do. Anyway, initial points is 8. I always up it to it's normally 6. Just up it to 8. I'm doing it for the demonstration of this playthrough because newcomers won't really have a chance. Trait. How this? I'll explain this later. But basically, if you have a negative, to get more. Basically, if you have a negative trait, which is, say, for example, you're asthmatic, you'll get like a +5 where you can use anywhere, which can be your initial stats, or like pick another positive trait. But basically, what that means is you've used +12 negative, if that makes any sense. It will make more sense in once you make a character, but just bear with me. Just keep that as 12. And because I don't like the rust, it gets a bit OP. I could cap it on in cap, which basically means at a certain intelligence level, it won't rust anymore. Just keep it as in cap. And this is actually how you define the world. So you can actually have like static spawn, which don't keep this as true, because basically if you keep it as false, zombies will be constantly spawning and everything will be constantly spawning. If you keep it on true, if you clear out a town, you cleared out the town. That's it. You own the town now because you've cleared it out. If it's on non-static, zombies will just keep on spawning and spawning and spawning. Sure, if you like the hardcoreness, but I like the actual realism of the fact that, oh, I cleared a town, that means the town's mine. Static NPCs, they're still buggy as shit. Don't use them. So yeah, spawn rate. If I'm correct, it starts on 0.8 or 1, but I do it on 0.8 because it increases the lower the spawn rate, it has a higher chance of spawning something nasty as well, because the odds are smaller for the non-nasty ones, if that makes any sense. Season length is 16, so like there's 4 seasons obviously. Just keep it as that. Random NPCs keep false because, like I said, they're buggy as hell. Keep that on because if you walk near radiation, it'll mutate you. Initial time's 8 o'clock. It starts a spring. When you die, delete it. I don't really care because most of the time I do delete it. This basically makes it only zombies will spawn, which is quite boring because there's more interesting things than just zombies. Although they're the majority of the place, like let me get my words right. They're the majority of the enemies you'll be facing, but they're not the most interesting. Like, sure, you can get variations of the zombies, but they're not the best to like be fighting with, or if you know what I mean. And size of the cities, you know, however big you want to put it. So right, we'll go to new game. Actually, no, we're gonna have to make a new world. Create world. Right. This is just a quicker version of doing it in comparison to the. Basically, the options will keep a preset if you want to change it here. I don't think there's anything we want to change because, you know. So yeah, confirm world name. Let's call it world 1. Yep. Okay. Is it there? What the hell? Oh, there it is. Right. Okay. Right. We will make a custom character because just to show you all. Right. Strength is how much you can carry, how much you can hit with, and your base HP. Dex is your basically if you want to be a good ranged person, you want perception and dexterity. If you want a good hitter, you want strength. That's just simply as it is. More so on the dexterity than the perception because perception only has the range penalty. Dexterity has the to hit and the throwing and the and the intelligence is how quick. Well, before it was how much XP you used to get and how quickly you got it. For this, it's how much focus you have. The higher the focus, the quicker you level up your skills. So intelligence keeps the focus low. I mean high, sorry. Because if you're currently under attack and you're unhappy, your focus is going to be low because you don't want to be doing anything productive. You want to be doing something fun because you just had your leg bitten off or whatever. So you want to basically you want at least. I keep it to 11 or 10 intelligence. It's just so if anything bad happens, I still have a high focus point, and it's good in my favour. Also, it reduces the reading times and the skill rust, so it's good. I'm always quite a bruiser slash. Basically, my perception is always 8 or 7 because I need the extra point. My dexterity is most of the time 9. Strength is 11. Most of the time like this because eventually you won't be using just a melee weapon all the time. Well, I don't because I like using pretty much everything. Perception's always that low. Anyway, traits is what I was saying earlier. You can only have a maximum of plus 12 and negative 12. So if I were to take cannibal, I would need to get minus 3 points. So let's just say I'm asthmatic. See how it's gone negative 4? That means I can't keep going. See, that was 3. That means it would make it 14, but I've only got the maximum of 12. So basically, you can't have all the negatives and all the positives. It makes it quite realistic. Because I'm going to go for a. Oh, look at the book. 0 to 112 to 2. Anyway, because I'm quite specific on what I do, I'm just going to give. I'm not going to really explain them because you need to look through them for yourself because you need to know what you want, because like if you know you're not going to wear wool, that's fine, but I know I always wear wool in the winter because also just a words up, because there's no NPCs, you might as well have ugly and truth teller, so you're just getting 3 point there. What else? Insomniac. I may have glass jaw, depends how it's going. Right. I tend to have tough, quick, night vision because I hate not being able to just to see just outside my arm's length. And there's something else. There's always something else. Can't remember what it was. Let me see if I can. Oh shit! Let's see if I can get a heavy sleeper. Yeah, sure. Because I think it was either Optimist or something similar. Sorry about this. It's just I can't actually remember. Let's get that, considering I'm going to be an insomniac and actual heavy sleeper, so it makes sense not to, Anyway, professions is it's like a backstory. So you could just be a like, bear with me. So you could be like, for example, if you have points, you can basically push them into here, and also it has negatives again. So let's say if I was unemployed, I just get them. That's it. It's the generic what you start with. The computer hacker, for example, would have a pants, t-shirt, and sneakers, but you would have caffeine pills due to the all-nighters, which is, you know, a given. And he has basic hacking skills, so he has 1 in computers. You just get it. Basically, it's just if you know there's something in your traits which are linked to this, go for one of these because you get points as well in this. Say, for example, the military recruit. You start with army pants, camo tank top, combat boots, and a combat knife, which is good. Binoculars, which is also brilliant because it extends your field of view. And you start with a level in survival and firearms. So, you know. Also, I just realised that we've got to go through the skills as well, so I may need to get rid of that, and that'll be it. Yeah, so if you know there's stuff in here, so archery, you know, all this is all your stuff which rusts. Professions and traits don't, and stats. Unless you've been poisoned or bitten or whatever, which gives a negative buff. So, I think I'm just going to be a... No, okay, because it's 3, fine. Be like that. Let's see if I can get a +1 from somewhere. Lightweight. Yeah, sure, I don't really drink anyway, don't see the point in it. So yeah, let's just go for a military recruit, sorry. So that means I get a level in survival and firearms and all of the you know, profession items, which means I don't really need to touch this because it gives me the buffs, which is what I wanted anyway, due to the fact of survival is just good to have when you start with, and firearms is like a later level. Survival will just give you like, oh, you managed to make a bat with like nails in it, the generic weapon, right? For the sake of argument, I'll just call him DrSquidMan. So yeah, this is. I know I went over the options more than I did for the character, but for the character, you actually really need to just sit down and just look at what you're doing and how you like what you want in the character, because you get like a preset of what you already want, if that makes sense. Also, I'm just going to make a template quick, temp 1. So you just get like an idea of what you want for each scenario. Like once you die, you'll be like, oh, that was really like the best way to do it is keep on making characters and seeing what the skills do, and then going out there and just yeah. In the next video, I'll be actually playing the game. I'll just load up the world now, but you'll understand what you've got to do. In the sense, it's hard to describe. Also, I'll quickly explain this. This is the map. It's yeah, obviously it's got a legend, so that means house. That's a crater. That's me, and I'm in an evac shelter where you always start. Down here is the hotel tower, which is like full of zombies. So pretty much I've got a okay place besides to the south, because yeah, got a gas station, got sporting goods. You know, I can deal with this. It's okay. Rule of thumb, because normally there's hardly anything in here. Always check. What the fuck? Okay. There's a zombie brute down here. This has never happened. I didn't even think zombies could spawn down here. Okay. See, then the safe mode was enabled. I have to hold Shift and 1 for the exclamation mark to disable it because there's a zombie brute. Basically, zombie brutes are the Left 4 Dead version of tanks. That's it. Unless I've got a gun or a heavy weapon or a heavy hitter, I'm gonna have to pretty much run away from him. See how he just like instantly knocks down the door. Try and use your terrain to your advantage, because bushes will slow him down. Young trees will also slow him down. 7s are like a proper bush. I mean a proper tree, sorry. So you can't actually go through them. But 1s are like young trees, so. But yeah, I'm gonna leave the video here. I didn't really want a cliffhanger, considering I was only doing the options in the world. So yeah, I'll see you next time, and I probably will die from this zombie brute, because they don't leave you alone and they're fucking heavy hitters as shit. So I'll see you in the next video.